Hey, Bharat.
Hey Nathan, how are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Good. Glad you're here. How are you doing?
Good. Probably I've got few new things to tell you, but yeah, we can talk about it.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while that we've been planning to do this. So I'm glad that we're finally doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think today's the day that I've entered. Can I say officially entered into the agency world from freelancing? Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I'm making a note to dig into that. That's super interesting. Okay. So before we dive into that, can you tell me, or those who are listening, who you are and where you were before you discovered Clay and Clay Bootcamp?
I was a freelancer for 8 years. I was doing static website developments. And in addition to the website development, I was helping small businesses connect multiple tools together, like payments, schedules, forms, all these kind of other things with the website. Like it's a kind of same thing with the websites, but other tools. So that is what I was doing. And one of my clients last year, Tom, he was really frustrated one day, and I just asked why. He was trying to find somebody with Clay skills, and he was not able to do it. And I told him, I've asked him, can I give it a try? And then he said, I'll give you a week. If you can learn this in about a week, I might have a project for you. So, okay, that's not new to me, learning things quickly. So I thought, let me try it for about a week. I was also looking for work, additional work. So I digged into it. I went to, I think, was it called? I don't remember if it was Clay University at that time, but there were some learning resources in Clay. I looked into it. He has got use case in hand. So I think I took about 2 or 3 days to build a proof of concept. I showed it to him. He loved it. And then in about a week or so, we have outbound emails going up.
Amazing.
So
Nice.
I was completely new to outbound. I didn't know anything, but yeah, that's how I started with Clay.
Nice.
Tom also hired some Clay experts to train us. Like it's like 1 hour or 2 hours training a week. That's where I learned nitty-gritties of few things about Clay. Yeah.
I see. I didn't know that. Nice. Okay. And how did you discover Clay Bootcamp?
I was not on LinkedIn for a very long. Although I had an account, I was not active on LinkedIn. Then I started searching for some sources about Clay. I was just following, I think Tom contacted Yanni from Clay Bootcamp.
Okay.
Yeah. So he kind of, I think he shared a call or something with me, and then I found Yanni there. From that, I think I just kept researching about Clay and other things. I think back in August or September, that's when I realized this is going to be something different. I felt like Clay is...
You're saying Clay as a tool?
Yes. I felt that this is going to be like Excel. Like, everybody uses Excel in different kind of businesses. And because I know the power of Clay, like you can get a lot of tools together with APIs. I realized that this is going to be big. There's no specific reason why or how I realized that, but I don't know. I just felt that this is going to be big. And then I think by that time, I was also looking for some more projects. That's the time when I realized I'll have to get into some kind of a training program to learn a little more about Clay. Then, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So you'd already had, you learned enough about Clay to build something successful in about 3 days, but you felt like you needed some sort of, or is that not accurate? I
think in about a week, I know the basics. It took about I think in about a week, I don't remember exactly. Did it take a week or a month to actually pull off the outbound campaign? Probably a month. Of course, I burned 10,000 credits.
You burned 10,000 credits?
Yeah. In single hour, I guess.
It's a rite of passage.
I don't know.
For everyone.
Yes. I don't exactly remember if it's 1 week or 1 month, but let's say about a month. And, I know the basics of it, but I know there's a lot more. I was not working with APIs at that time, just connecting whatever that is possible. I know that there's a lot more to learn. If I go to learn it, I realized I would actually earn a lot more.
Earn a lot more?
Yeah. So that was the realization part. And that's when I started searching for various other options to learn Clay. Yeah.
So were you getting clients off of, was it word of mouth or Upwork that you're finding clients before Clay?
So I found Tom on Upwork, and I started optimizing my old Upwork profile. There's another story with my new Upwork profile, which I'll get into. Yes, Upwork was the source for almost all the clients now. Yeah.
Why do you have two Upwork profiles?
I think I have my Upwork profile from 2016 or 17. Yeah, I was...
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, almost 10 years, correct. I just realized that. I'm from India, and that's where I started my freelancing journey. I recently shifted to US last December. And I've seen a lot of people talk negatively about Upwork. Like, you get cheap clients, very difficult clients, you get cheap talent, all these kind of different things.
I've told people that a lot before I saw it. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I took that as a challenge, but now I have complete Clay skill. Like if it was website development, probably there's a lot more competition, but Clay is... I know that there's less competition in Clay on Upwork. In addition to that, I also took that as a challenge to see if I can find good clients on Upwork. And it worked out pretty well.
You're saying with a fresh, like a empty profile without anything on there?
Empty profile. I learned a few things, how to optimize my Upwork profile. And I think I cracked the code of submitting best proposals. That's a secret. I don't think that I'll share it now.
It's a good secret, though.
Yeah. Within a month, I think I started getting pretty good traction. I think, one, because it is a new profile. Second, because there's no I wouldn't say there's no competition, but there's not much competition compared to other skills on Upwork. So I think these are the two specific reasons why I was like, I think I'm pretty successful on Upwork right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've posted on Upwork recently as well, not for Clay related things, but in so many categories you post, and 90% of it is pure AI generated crap. It's not even good, most of it. And like, if you can come across as a human, you're just instantly going to rise above.
I think I stole the idea from Clay Bootcamp. We were having a conversation about freelancing in Upwork, I think a month ago, with Asher and other, probably Rizwan and other people. And somebody said that, hey, if you want to know how your competitors are sending proposals, you just create a job for Clay and know how people are responding.
Yeah.
I did not do that directly, but I was helping a client hire resources on Upwork, not related to Clay. It was related to SEO. I saw what you're saying. Like all of them are written in AI, like 100 pages proposal. Nobody would like to read it.
Not relevant at all.
Maybe I can spill the secret sauce a bit. My proposals are 1 or 2 lines. That's it.
Okay.
So that is what is getting me pretty good response on Upwork.
I see. Hopefully the lines are good ones.
I only apply to the jobs which I think are suitable and which I think I can really add value. Not just get results, but yeah, if I feel that I can really add value to these jobs, I mention that and I record a small video and send it to them. That's it.
I see.
That's my proposal. Yeah.
I see. Nice. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. We can edit it out afterwards if you want to.
I guess I'm going to get a lot more competition now. So it's good.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So what made you decide to join Clay Bootcamp?
Well, when I was searching for some resources to learn Clay, that's when I stumbled upon Clay Bootcamp, the website. One thing that stood out is Clay Bootcamp is directly connected with Clay company somehow. Like I saw Varun's testimonial there on the website, and I've seen, I think, all those people, Alex, I've seen Yanni, all these people are connected with Clay Bootcamp, and they're also like, I think also the Clin, like all these people are connected, the direct Clay company, directly or indirectly. So that's what made me think about a little more about Clay Bootcamp. because there is a quality network in the Clay Bootcamp, I thought I might get access to the inner circle of Clay. So that's my first thought process. So if I want to be a part of something, I thought the inner circle would be ideal. And that was when Clay was actually taking off. At least that's what I think was the time before that 1.5 billion evaluation. Yeah,
you just spotted it.
Yeah, I think so. So that's what made me think about Clay Bootcamp specifically. I wanted to be part of something cool.
Nice. And you came in through, originally you applied for a scholarship, I think, right?
Yes. Last year, August, I was in India. I reached out to you.
Oh, you were in India when you applied, and then you moved to Boston. Okay.
No, that was not the scholarship part, but I reached out to you, asked for the pricing, and it was very expensive for me to join the bootcamp. Then I decided, by that time I knew that I was coming to US. Somehow I'll find a way to get into the bootcamp. Then once I'm in US, I think in December you opened up scholarship again. I applied for scholarship. Of course, I did not get through it. But I think in January you sent me an email saying, "Hey, Bharat, I think you could be a good fit for Clay Bootcamp." That's when I was exploring a lot of ways to find money, but that's when I actually took that step of seriously started thinking about it. Still, that was a new move to US, still very expensive for us. I think I was making about $1,000 a month at that time. I don't know where the confidence came from, but I convinced my wife to pay for my Clay Bootcamp.
She paid for everything, the whole thing?
At least I convinced her to pay for it because I didn't have money. And then we started talking. I think you and me started talking. You also offered me a payment plan, which is a great relief. That's when I think I spoke with my wife, Shravya. It was a huge risk because we didn't have any savings or anything. Anyway, that's like a huge risk that we took. I'm glad that we took that risk now. I think you gave me about 3 months to pay, payment plans. I think I paid it in about 2 months after I joined.
Yeah, I'm glad you took the risk, and I'm glad it's been working out really well for you.
Oh yeah, I'm really happy. I think I more than 10x my income in the last 6 months.
Amazing. You were telling me that so you've been freelancing for a long time. You started out at about $1,000 a month when you moved to the US. Now you're much higher than that.
Yeah, I think you already know this. Before I joined the bootcamp, when you and I spoke, I think it was a 15-minute discovery call. I said that I was charging $18 an hour. I think you already know that I was doing a little bit of Clay, and immediately you said, how about increasing that to $75 an hour?
Well, what happened was you told me that your specific situation, you're like, no one is rejecting your proposals. Like everyone who you pitch to is like saying yes. And so it just, it's like in your specific case, it sounded like, oh my goodness, like it's a big opportunity. You need to raise your prices immediately, or you're just going to get, I see this happen a lot with students. They'll get very, very busy really quickly. And then you can't, it's harder to raise prices on existing clients, but easy to do it on new clients.
Yeah, that's the kind of, can I say, life-changing moment? Because I know it might sound awkward, but you said 75. I was not ready for 75. I raised it to 50. I think in 2 days I got a contract for $50 an hour.
You did it. You raised it on the call. Yeah.
On the call. Yeah. Like when I was speaking with you, I raised it. I think I sent you a screenshot saying, "Hey, Nathan, I raised the rates." So yeah, in about 2 days I got it. I think that was the moment I realized I was not charging what I'm not aware of how much my services are worth. That's really, really valuable. I think that paid off for all my bootcamp costs in a way. Yeah. And today, after about 6 months, I'm charging like $100 an hour.
Okay. So like 5x higher rates
Yeah. Rates 5x, but the income is like 10x.
Nice.
In a way. Yeah. Yeah.
And you were telling me today before this, that do you want to talk about the change that?
Sure. I never thought about starting an agency till I joined the bootcamp. I've seen people become pretty successful. Once I started getting busy, I think probably immediately after joining bootcamp, I started getting pretty busy. And now I'm at a point where I've officially started an agency. I was waiting for 2 big clients, anybody above $5,000, and I got 2 clients. I signed 2 contracts yesterday. So my
2 contracts above 5,000 a month each?
Yes, one is 5,000 and one is 6,000. So that was yesterday. So from July 1st, I'm official in an agency.
Wow. Okay.
So my 10K per month, hopefully they're going to stay with me. I think they would. So by end of July, I think I'll be doing 20K a month.
Wow. That's exciting. It's amazing. Congrats.
Thank you.
I actually didn't know that.
I was keeping it a secret. So yeah, I never thought about an agency. I didn't know how to run a team. I always wanted to get into all the work, meaning it's very difficult for me to let go of client work. Then recently I slowly started learning how I can delegate things to other people. Thankfully, the people who are working for me are friends. I think they're going to stay with me for a long time. I know them for, 15 years.
Wow. Okay.
So it's going to be a good partnership. I'm really confident that this is going to work out for me.
And so are they client facing at all, or are they doing the technical behind the scenes?
So there are 3 people, 2 people, they'll not be facing client. They'll not be able to deal with the clients, but they're pretty good at tech stuff. Like you just teach them how to run the tables and all, they'll do it. There's another person, still not client facing, but I'm training him to get to that level.
Nice.
Probably next 2 months or so.
So you started training all 3 at the same time?
No, the 2 tech people, I started training them a month or month and a half ago, like 45 days ago. Now I'm I'm really confident that I can just tell them to do something and they'll do it. The other person, Wamsi, I think he's training from last 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it looks like he's going to become probably better than me very soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the Star Wars saying? The learner surpasses the master, sort of thing.
I think so, but I'll be really happy if he does that, because I think we are going to work for a long time together.
Awesome. That's really cool. So this is a side plot, but you and I are doing admissions, like you're starting to help me with admissions calls, which is amazing. And we talked with someone who had talked with your friend, Wamsi. Who is that?
Oh, yes. It's the same Wamsi. I think Sanit is the person that we spoke with. Yeah.
Small world.
Small world, it is.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, let's see. When you joined Clay Bootcamp, what surprised you the most?
I think there are different things. One, I think I already mentioned that I never thought that I would be able to charge $100 an hour. Like my ceiling was like $35 max. That's what I thought I was worth.
Built-in limit.
Yeah. I think that was the ceiling that I thought. But you changed it. At least you helped me to change that and understand value versus what I will be charging. That still surprises me. I still don't. I don't know. It's still surprising for me that, and I'm earning like $100 an hour now. That's one thing. I think early stages of Clay, even before starting, I think I was accepted into Clay Bootcamp, and there was a 1 week or 10 days gap. We probably had a conversation with a group, or I joined some kind of office hours or something. I don't remember exactly, but you were talking about LinkedIn posting. I went in Clay Bootcamp material, like I got the access. So I think I remember it correctly, where you just keep posting on LinkedIn. So I updated. I don't remember the post, but I spoke about something related to Clay. saying I joined Bootcamp or I started working on Clay, something like that. I used to have book a meeting link on LinkedIn buttons, right? Mm-hmm. I never got a meeting out of that ever.
You're saying before you posted?
Before I posted about Clay, and suddenly after I posted about Clay, I started getting meetings booked. And one person, I don't know how he found my phone number. They found my phone number, just called me, saying, "Hey, Bharat, I need help with Clay tables and so on."
Did you use Clay to hunt down my phone number? And if so, why do you need help from me?
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Did you use Clay to hunt down my phone number? I don't know. So that was so overwhelming for me and surprising. I had to take that book me meeting link off my calendar.
How many meetings did people book?
In single day, it was about 10 to 12 meetings.
Wow. Okay.
Let me be honest. I didn't know how to manage meetings. I didn't attend most of them.
You didn't attend them?
I didn't attend most of them. I just had the link there. I was not able to attend because I don't know how to manage the meetings. I was working for somebody. I had some deliveries, calls coming in. There's a lot of things going on. That's when I think I also reached out to you saying, "Hey, I have some leads. Do you have somebody who can work on this?" I think we suggested some Clay Bootcamp student to one of the lead, but yeah, I had to take that book a meeting link off my LinkedIn. But now I think a few days ago I had that link again, but this time when people click on it, it'll go to my paid Upwork consultation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So if they need to talk to me, they have to pay. So so no booking so far, to be transparent, but yeah, that's what I have now. That's another surprising thing. Obviously, starting an agency is something that I never would have guessed that I would do. Can I say that's a surprise or no? I don't know. That's also kind of, it's definitely surprising for my wife starting an agency. That is for sure.
Why? What about it surprises her?
When we were thinking about moving to US, we thought if I earn $2,000 or $2,000 to $3,000, that should be good enough.
I see. Probably
that
not
was
in Boston.
what $35 ceiling.
Yeah,
I guess.
The way you increase your rate is by working nonstop and.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, having people under me she sees me spending a lot of money right now, paying people, spending money on tools, also earning a lot of money, which is definitely a surprise. Yeah, I think
you're saying to her as well, or
yes, both of us. Yes, yeah.
Are you spoiling yourselves at all?
Not really.
No, okay.
Not at this time. Yeah,
I see. Nice. Yeah. That's really cool. So any other wins that you want to talk? You already talked about wins, but just checking if there's any other win you want to talk about.
Yeah, I think most of it is to do with, if you have to talk about a very specific win, quantifiable win, it's definitely Upwork. Mm-hmm. After I joined Bootcamp, I think I made $10K in first 2 months.
So $5K and then $5K.
A $5K a month, yeah. A $5K a month, yeah. So I think I'm at $20K within Upwork right now. Although I get clients from Upwork, some paid through Upwork, some outside Upwork. But I think I hit that $20K probably a few days ago.
You're saying $20K total?
$20K total, I think in the last 4 months.
Okay, but you're going to be around $20K a month by the end of this month.
By end of July. I just signed some contract yesterday. So as of today, I'm at probably, I don't know, 10 to 12K, but end of July, I think I'll be at 20K a month.
Oh, wait, you're projecting that you're going to get more clients, or you're saying the revenue comes in from these?
Revenue is going to come from this.
Gotcha.
Yes, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
With the existing clients as of today. Yeah.
Got it. Nice.
Oh, maybe I need to talk. I saw Jacob's podcast.
Yeah.
I think I need to start charging clients when they sign the contract. I did not do that, by the way.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we should talk about that a little bit offline.
Yeah, sure. How to make 100K in a month? Probably that's.
Okay, so what about challenges? What challenges have you run into?
I think the challenges that I had mostly are kind of good challenges, meaning good to have challenges where I was so much occupied with work. I was not able to take in new clients. Yeah, I was working like 10 to 12 hours a day and I was not able to talk to new clients. I started saying no. That's one of the biggest challenges that I had in my early stages, where the inflow was a lot. I was worried that maybe I'm missing a lot of opportunities. That's when I started adding in these office hours with Mark. You were also talking about pricing. If your inflow is not inflow, but if you're getting a lot of demand, like increase your prices.
Yeah.
So I think that was maybe a good challenge to have, or a good problem to have.
Yeah.
And I always thought I was not good at sales, and I believe that sales is kind of manipulating or tricking people to buy your services or goods. I think you're the one who changed that. Maybe you made me rethink about it, because I think I've seen you in my discovery call and other areas where you're not selling things, but you're trying to add value and people are buying, right? That was a challenge or a problem, very big problem that I had at the beginning, where it's a problem that I didn't know that I had. Like, I was staying away from sales, no marketing, no sales, but I want business. Shift in that thought process really helped me. Now, for example, when I'm talking with, when I know that I'm able to add value to a specific client, I just talk about value, but not sell. I just would say how I would approach it. I wouldn't even confirm that I could do it, but my language is usually, let's give it a try and see how it goes, kind of an approach, which I think is working. And I think some people in Bootcamp also told me after they learned about my process, they're selling like, you're already a salesman.
You're what?
Which I didn't know. Like,
oh, you're like a natural.
They told me that I'm already doing sales without selling. I don't know. I think that's what made me think your conversations with you and a little bit with Adam from Play Bootcamp.
Andrew Jeske.
Yeah. And office hours with Mark. These are the things that actually helped me to realize sales doesn't have to be tricky or manipulative.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not sure if I answered your question, but that's what I feel. Those were the challenges.
Nice. So you were saying that you realize sales doesn't have to be salesy or sleazy or manipulative. Yeah, I do remember you having a strong kind of opposition to that, but at the same time, we're good at, like, as evidenced by you selling well on Upwork, like actually good at value-based selling.
I guess I stayed. Sales, the word itself is scary for me. Was scary, at least, maybe because I don't know what made me think about sales in a negative way. So yeah, but yes, after I think you mentioned it somewhere, like, you said it doesn't have to be salesy, and I think Mark also said somewhere. That's when I realized. No, you said that. I think it's you when you said that. Hey, you're already selling, right? You're already a salesperson. You're already a successful salesperson, and that's when I realized that I'm already doing that without selling. In some ways, yeah.
I mean, one thing that I think. One of the main reasons that I wanted you to do help with admissions calls with Clay Bootcamp is that you're not someone who, like, you're very strongly averse to tricking people or telling people things just to try and sell something, and that high integrity matters a lot to me. And yeah, especially like, to me, it just matters, but also like in a tight-knit community like the Clay community, like, you don't want it to get around that you're tricking people or hard selling people. And a lot of people think, like, if someone adopts the Wolf of Wall Street mentality and they slick their hair back and everything, that they're a good salesperson. No, they look like a salesperson. they're I think maybe it works well for highly transactional sales that are just super small, but otherwise, like, you're not building trust or anything if you're acting like that. Building
trust naturally is something very, very important to me. So maybe that is what working. But recognizing those values, or not values, but at least the skill in me, it's being recognized by somebody else is also really helpful. Like, people saying that, hey, you're already like, I was not consciously aware that, and I was selling, even though I was, right? I thought I was just, I don't know. People identifying that skill and letting me know consciously, I think that did help me. Again, this was conversation with Adam, I think a couple of weeks ago. He said, you're already doing great, and you're already selling pretty well, and why are you thinking that you cannot do it? Something in those lines. So yeah, those, I don't know how do you put it, but identifying that consciously helped me to kind of actually focus on it, maybe improve a little bit.
I love that. Yeah, I've watched you up level with it. Yeah, you're doing great. Any shout outs you'd like to give to the community, people who've helped you along the way?
Of course. And then if somebody asks me that, I think the first person would be you, because without joining the bootcamp, I think even if I didn't join the bootcamp, I would have made a lot of money just with that one suggestion of increasing the prices. I think those more conversations did happen regarding shift from freelancing to the agency part. I know we did not discuss it directly, but there were times when I realized, or you made me realize, I think that's your superpower. Without telling people directly to do something, I think you push them somehow. I don't know. I don't know what magic you do, but
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's one thing. Timur. I was surprised by our conversations. Timur is my coach in Clay Bootcamp. We didn't have any structured calls. Like, we used to have 1 hour call unstructured completely, and those turned out to be very, very valuable. I used to say, hey, Timur, this is what I'm trying to do. And he said, hey, did you try this tool? Let's do that. Like, we used to do that on call.
Nice.
And that not only helped me to look for other tools, based on my conversation with Timur, I built a very strong workflow, which is related to B2C, which I don't think that many people are doing.
That's going to come out on this podcast?
I'm not going to spill it. So I built a B2C workflow along with Timur. It's making me a lot of money. I think 50% of my income is based on that right now.
Nice.
I don't think that Timur also realizes that, but those unstructured conversations opened up new doors for me. And I still, if I have a problem, I still go back to that thought process, how I and Timur were discussing. We wanted to, like, I know the bootcamp is over, like, we wanted to get in touch with each other, at least do a call every month. That is what we have been thinking, to do these brainstorming sessions. So yeah, big shout out to Timur for helping me out on at least opening new doors for me.
I love that. Nice. I wanted to dig into one thing that you told me, which is, I thought it's really interesting. So a lot of people, when they join the bootcamp, or just in general, when they start agencies, they're like, I want to start an agency and I want to make 20,000 or whatever, 50,000 a month. And you said to me, like, I don't think in those terms at all. I thought that was really interesting. And I don't know. I'm just curious to hear your reflections on that, because you made a lot of progress. You're hitting what most people would consider pretty nice goals. When
I joined Bootcamp, I wanted to learn, at least at that time, I wanted to learn a lot of technical Clay stuff. Like, that was my hope. I think 2-3 weeks into the Clay Bootcamp course, I realized I already knew Clay pretty well. At least that was my hope. Like, if you get pretty technical, you get a lot of business. That was my thought process. Once I started talking with people in Clay Bootcamp, attending some office hours, talking with you, I slowly started to think about the agency, meaning it's just not me, but I was getting a lot of work, which I was not able to handle. Things naturally came together without planning to at least to start thinking about, agency route. Okay. So if I have, I'll give one example. I'm always afraid about, like, if people are not able to add value, as I'm like, let's say that I hired people. This is before I hired people. At that time, my thought process was, if I have more people working for me, what if they're not able to add value to the client, right? What if they're not Bharat? That was a fear that I had. But slowly I started to see some suggestions on how do you hire people. I don't think that many people talk about it in the bootcamp, but Mark talks about it. You talk about it on how to hire good people into the teams. That gave me a little confidence. Okay, even I could give it a try, and then I started training some people. So I don't know. It's not something that I planned, but naturally it turned from, because there is a lot of demand in the market, naturally it turned from freelancing to testing with 2 people. It worked out. Then testing with another third person for client facing. That also I think it is working out. And then I put a goal saying, if I get to 5K clients, that's the time I'm going public, official. So that happened yesterday. So
what do you mean going public? Issuing stock and getting valued at 1.5 billion?
People don't know that I'm starting an agency.
Okay, I see.
I want people to know that I've reached that part right now. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Awesome.
I'm not sure if I answered your question, but I spoke about a lot of things.
Yeah, no, it was super interesting. It's like, yeah, you just kind of stay open to what's coming to you and like then handle things as they come rather than trying to force an outcome.
That is correct. And yeah, I think bootcamp is the key there, because that's the environment that actually cultivated that thought process.
What thought process?
Thought process of at least giving me confidence that I could actually start an agency myself.
I see.
I've seen young people starting an agency within Clay Bootcamp, people becoming successful. I think another realization within Clay Bootcamp that I had is I have confidence that I'll get support. Right? If I get some, I don't know, maybe some complicated projects, I now have support. Like I can call people and say, hey, this is the problem that I have. Do you have a solution?
Nice. And
I'm also exploring some paid. I think I wanted to sign up for Bootcamp one more time. I know you're building things around NA10. I don't want to lose that opportunity. Probably, yeah. I might sign up for Bootcamp one more time just to get that experience.
Nice. I love that. Yeah. Reach out to me. Yeah, we should talk about it because we're putting out the new course material for it's coming out maybe next week, early next week, and then Anna, who was hired, I hired essentially from Mark, who you mentioned. He talks about hiring as well. Like, yeah,
right.
She's talking a lot about that and yeah, she's doing a really good job with NA10. So we have just a couple more minutes. Okay? Before we go, any closing thoughts for people who are interested in Clay or making money with Clay?
What I've noticed is there's a lot of demand for Clay. I'm saying this based on data that I'm seeing on Clay official Slack channel, in Bootcamp, on Upwork. I think there's one post that is going to come out today evening on my LinkedIn where I've studied 300 jobs posted in the last 3 months or 4 months. There's like 300% growth month on month, and there's a lot of demand there. If somebody is still thinking about whether to get into Clay or not, I think this is the right time because it's going up at this moment. So this is the right time to get into Clay. If you're technical, if you're not technical, just give it a try. And I think to speed up the process, I think if people are still exploring it, to speed up the process, you should definitely get a coach or a mentor, which can speed up the things a lot. Probably Bootcamp would be right fit too, just like I had that. I was just thinking yesterday, what if I did not join Bootcamp, and what would I be doing today? I think I would be working for 20 hours a day, charging $18 an hour. So there is demand. But yeah, so that's what I think.
Amazing. This was a super fun conversation. I think people are going to get a much better sense of who you are, and I think they'll learn a lot as well.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I enjoyed it too.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we're working together on admissions and that you stayed involved with the community after everything. It's awesome that you're a part of things.
Absolutely. I love being connected with the Bootcamp community for sure. I enjoy doing it. And Sale, I think I'm learning from you. So it's a kind of a win-win situation there.